What's good? What's good? You see, we've been working. My man already yawning early. We're going to wake him up, though. We're going to wake him up. We've been rocking and rolling. We got some good stuff going. And our first topic, I'm going to bring it to the screen and let y'all listen to it because it's really crazy when I listen to it about Michael Porter Jr. Remember, his brother got in trouble for the gambling stuff, right? Okay. So let's listen to what he says and let's see if this makes any sense.
But think about if you could get all your homies rich by telling them, yo,
no shit,
bet $10,000 on my under, this one game I'm going to act like I got an injury and I'm gonna sit out. I'm going to come out after 3 minutes. And they all get a little bag because you did it one game. Like, that is so not okay. But some people probably think like that. They come from nothing and 100%. All their homies have nothing.
100%.
And they're like, bro, if I come out of this game after 3 minutes and y'all all hit on my under, we're all getting a little bag.
Yeah.
But think about if you.
Okay, so what do you think about that? I feel like before you go, I feel like he caught him and stuff. He's like, that's so not okay.
Yeah, that's so not okay.
He's trying to make it make sense, and then he's like, hold on. I don't went a little too far. I shouldn't be trying to make this make sense.
The fact that he said some people think like this, aka my brother thought like this. Facts. That's who he's talking about. And honestly, that's something that's kind of like very taboo. I mean, that is the cardinal sin in sports because all the sports have is integrity of the game. You can beat on kids, you can, kill people and come back. They talking about Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs.
They talking about he might come back. But if you gamble and you're caught gambling, that's where they draw the line. So
right. Pete Rose, they did him bad for. They kept him out of the Hall of Fame. But sports gambling has nothing to do with that Hall of Fame, and because he was betting on them to win games and stuff. But when you gamble on them games, that is like the most sinful thing ever.
Yeah. So the fact that his brother did it, and then he's out here freely, kind of like justifying it, low key, saying it's not okay, but giving you risk is not smart. And as a sports fan, as a sports bettor, it definitely kind of gives you that nasty feeling. So I don't like it. I don't but we know that it goes on. It's kind of like, I don't know, man.
It's been going on for
ever
since the beginning of sports, right? Like people throwing games. We got movies about it, like The Longest Yard, right? Buddy threw the game. We know there's 30 for 30s about it. There's so many times that people have found betting on games and throwing games, right? There's two different things. There's one betting on a game, right? Calvin Ridley was betting on a game to get, I think, yards in them to win or whatever. Then there got guys like I said, I'm a fake injuries, I'm a play bad. Like I said, I understand the betting. I actually truly believe this is that you should allow players to sign up for a specific NFL, NBA pro betting app, right? You can go through this app. And if you're betting on on that app, it should only have your ability and however to do it to bet on your overs, right? If you got 100 yards and you think you're gonna go over, that's only gonna rise the level of the game. Like, bro, I gotta get my yards, right? Bet on your team to win. If you can't bet against yourself and you can't, I think that would turn everything up because there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to bet that we're gonna win. We should only play harder. That makes the game more interesting, right?
Yeah,
that's what I think that would be cool.
I agree. I think you should only be allowed to bet on your team to win. You should not be able to bet on your player props though, because that would cause a conflict of interest. Quarterback might try to throw, 400 yards, but
he told his family, I ain't throwing his ass the ball today.
Exactly.
Right? But like I said, I think so even if we take the props out, I think if players were able to bet that our team is going to win the game, that would only entice the team to win the game more, right? And play harder, dive for the ball that's overthrown, not pull up when you seen somebody about to hit you going across the middle of the field. I think that would be actually fire. And I think one day that will be an option, right? I might not see it, you might not see it, but there's going to be a time where they're like, if y'all want to bet that you're going to win the game, and they're going to actually have times where a guy like a present day Baker Mayfield, Johnny Football going to show they slip. I put 100 that we about to drag the Browns today. And that's when sports, going going to be making $1 trillion a year when players are saying what they bet. Think about how cold that would be. Brady saying, bro, it's the Super Bowl. Put your money on us. We're winning. Like, that would be so crazy to see, like, in that. But I think Michael Porter, bro, that's just dumb thinking. You're risking hundreds of millions of dollars to make your friends $10,000 to then lose your hundreds of millions of dollars like your brother did, even if he lost 50, when you could have just gave them $10,000 and been done with it and kept all your money. Because and now you ain't got money. They can't bet on your unders no more. Nobody wins in that situation. That is the dumbest thing to do. And the fact that people are doing it and getting caught still.
If he gets cut from the team, they're not going to give him any money. So I it just doesn't make sense. The risk
kind of like the Michael Vick thing when he got in trouble. Instead of somebody just following us, well, nobody get paid now. The money man is gone.
Right.
Like, what are we doing? So that's just ignorant. And I hope guys understand you can and you will be caught. These people, like I was talking about, that people really didn't understand how tapped in Vegas is with investigators, insiders on teams and all that. They didn't put Shador ranking up there for just to do it, right? They don't just happen to cross these guys randomly betting. 2,000, mind you, it's not $2 million on a game. Really, and was on, like a $2,000 bet and stuff. They have inside sources and they got investigators like you would never believe. That's why these guys keep getting caught. And to pivot from that, boys trying to make 10,000. My KU, my rock chalk boys.
Okay.
The news came out. Our guy David Booth. So if you're from Kansas, if you played ball there, obviously you know David Booth, the stadiums and all that stuff named after him and all that. Just donated $300 million to KU Athletics. Huh?
What does he do?
I mean, I can't even tell. I never even went that far to figure it out. But I was talking to my boys, and it's like he done made like $1 billion. Net worth went up an extra $1 billion over the last like 2 years. I need to look it up because people was asking me, am I going to the game? I said, I'm gonna go holler at Mr. Booth. I gotta holler at the booth. I gotta say, hey, you can put $1 million into our me and my boy Ed show now. Hey, you got 300. I just want to hear them.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll help recruit for sure.
Facts, bro. Like I got it in the background, bro. Come on now. I'm a KU man for real, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it's really interesting that he put that amount of money because it shows you the future of sports. It shows you how lucrative it is. And it's amazing to see that these guys love teams and love their team that much that they'll put that much money. So I'm curious to see what the other big schools like what is Nike going to do with Oregon? What is Under Armour going to do with Maryland? What is, the Texas team? What if all these, these big billionaires, what if that's their fund? It's like, all right, I'm already rich, but maybe I could just put some money into these teams and see. And so as a fan, as a, former agent, it definitely opens my eyes. And it just, I wish I was playing college football right about now, man, because it's only a matter of time for that money sprinkles down from the big schools to, the HBCUs, because now you're going to have people who went to HBCU say, you know what, I want my HBCU to be number one. And they're going to put some money into that. So it's just, I think it's going to raise the tide of all college sports. Yep. And it's only a matter of time for the sports betting gets down there as well, so we'll see.
And this is the thing about it. You got Kansas doing it. Well, Texas Tech has their billionaire who's been getting all the top football recruits. Got our girl Najari from Stanford, top softball, right? She's the first $1 million softball player. So the thing about it is, you got these schools that are doing what they're doing, but it's not just the Bamas and the Georgias now. You got Michigan, who's always been Michigan, but they've been putting a lot of money up, right?
Right.
Now you got Tech. Now you got Kansas. So you're about to get some of these mid-level Power 4 schools to say, you know what? We actually can compete with Oregon, which is Nike, and Bama and Georgia, because we got those people. We just got to convince them now that their money matters, because back when you really couldn't technically buy people, they're like, we're putting this all in the stadium, but we still can't get nobody. You directly can go get somebody now. So that's the thing. Oklahoma State got really, really good when Boone Pickens started throwing all that money in and they started doing all the jerseys. Oregon was always good. They got great. Once Nike said, you know what, we're going to get the jerseys, we're going to put the money in. Wherever the money goes, the talent goes. So it's actually wild to see, because this is the biggest donation that they said ever for a single, is $300 million. And I don't know how much money you got to have to give a school. I love KU. But I'll be tapping my pockets for $300. $300 million?
Yeah, that's the tax write-offs, you know, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's a good it's wow, you know.
They gotta be called the Kansas David Boots if I give you $300 million.
It's no longer Kansas.
Ain't no more Jayahwks, bro.
It's Davis Boots. It's David Boots University. Okay.
Man, I'm telling you, $300 million. I just bought everything, bro. Go change y'all's jerseys. I don't care if we got a week before the season. Go change that right now. Like that's actually crazy, man. That college sports has got to that point and it's wild because when we were playing, you couldn't get $10 for some pizza. You couldn't get gas money if you stopped on the side of the road. Now you got these donors giving the bread they are, the players getting paid like they are. I could just imagine back in our time, because think about it. If you would have got that back in our time, one, it would have been 2008 through 12. So everything now could have grown exponentially because the social media was just taking off. So there was a lot of people that could have front ran on social media. Now everybody kind of, you know, it's kind of flat lined. The algorithms aren't the same, but if you would have been able to do it in that time when social media was taking off, because we know who's ever first to the apps and stuff, that would have been a perfect time for kids to get money. Everybody that went on the YouTube, the TikTok, the Instagram would have really, really killed it because of the money that would have got put in their pocket.
I agree 100%. As far as the athletes with the money, I'm curious to see how they're going to manage that money. And is it going to affect the level of play? Like, are these athletes, now that they're getting that type of money, are they going to show up as professionals? Because I know when I was 18, 19, 20, and if I was to get, you know, 11 million for 4 years, I would definitely handle things differently. Like, I think I would still play football, you know, to the best of my abilities, you know, seeing that that's how I'm making my money. But as far as running around the campus, that's to be determined to see how the level of maturity, how these guys are going to handle that type of money, you know, what are going to, like, how their family's going to handle that type of money. Because if you think about it, you know, and how does that affect the level of play in the NFL? Like, what if guys are getting to the point where they're making 11, 20 million, and then they say, you know what, I don't want to go to the NFL. I just wanted to get rich and go do something. Like, where we have more Myron Rose, you know, we have more people who they're super smart, but they just want to make enough money to go do other things with their life. So I'm curious to see how this affects sports as a whole.
I will say I've been impressed because we've been in NIL for a little bit now, for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And you haven't really think about it. Shador went out there and took them hits every week and showed up. He was getting bread. Angel and Caitlin Clark, when they was at LSU and Iowa, their play stayed high. Jeremiah Smith coming in straight with the bread. Through the roof. Ryan Williams, like, most of these kids to be honest, if you think about it, they haven't been as flashy as you think these 18, 19, and 20-year-olds would be making millions of dollars. Most of the quarterbacks are making, Power 4 quarterbacks are making $1.5 to $4 million a year. And you don't see or really hear much about him except for maybe a Carson Beck because he was at Georgia and they got the Urus or whatever. But that's probably just through the company. I would actually say I've been very, very impressed that boys, and especially us, our community, ain't going really hard. I thought boys were going to be going crazy. Like, a lot of these kids are low key because I got kids that are making, that I represent that are making good money. And I haven't seen many crazy purchases. They might get a grill, a watch, something like that. And most of them still getting a $1,000 grill, $2,000 watch, and you know what I mean. They make it $600,000-$700,000 a year. You got I got a kid that just got drafted baseball. His mom literally, I woke up to a text message this morning. Hey, when he's back in town, can we sit down and get his financials underway of just showing what investing is, show them what life insurance is, show them what retirement is. Hey, tell them about taxes. So it's actually been a really cool thing to see that. I thought it was going to be wild, wild west, and dudes was going to be, doing the wildest things. But for the most part, the top guys making the millions, you haven't really heard a money issue. The biggest money issue we heard was from Nico, and that was his dad, not him. Trying to make money in the background.
Maybe they finally got, it clicked. We've heard enough of the war stories of people going broke. And so I think the parents, the coaches, and the schools, universities are making sure that these guys are being handled properly. I'm sure there's some things going on in the background that we don't know about. So, it's to be determined. We'll see. My brother, he just actually got a NIL. They got a settlement for all the guys. I think like $2-3 billion settlement that they're supposed to be getting, like, depending on their ranking. They get like $8,000 for the next 10 years or $10,000 for the next 10 years every year. So it's really cool, man, just to see.
We missed out on that by like, I think 2 years. Boy, I was sick when I seen where it stopped.
I wouldn't have got any of it. So it didn't matter to me. I wasn't a 4-star, 5-star, none of that. So
I got 2 other settlements. I got the NCAA settlement when for being on that. Then they wasn't giving everybody their money. I got another settlement for that. And I'm now in a concussion settlement with the NCAA. And they actually have been calling us over the last few weeks to update our stuff. So, yeah, man, that's all I'm going to say. I need my money on. Yeah. So, but I was mad not to see that because they're supposed to be getting paid pretty good, like for that NIL settlement. Like I think I got like 3 bands for the NCAA one, another almost 2,000 for the one. The smaller schools actually got more in the settlement of them not paying out because they was withholding even more money. The big schools kind of pay out for the players with the dorms, all that. Like my brother was at UTEP. He got, I think, like 7,500, and I got like 2,000. The small schools actually was withholding more money because they trying to stay afloat. But this one I hear they supposed to be making some real money. And just cap that off. I think it's a lot easier to hold on to your money in college. You get to do everything for free. You can't really go buy no houses all over the country. They give you your car for free, right? Because you're partnering up. So it's more, I think it's a little easier to keep money in your pocket in college because you ain't got most of them ain't got no family, no kids. You can't buy, a house because you're just in that college town. You don't know where you're going to play in the NFL at. NFL, you can kind of run a little more wild because in the off season, you're right out there. There's no school. You get to be whatever and do whatever. So I think college kind of shields you from just blowing it. You have to really try and blow it in college because if you're Jeremiah Smith, you don't got to pay to get in no bar. You don't got to pay to eat anywhere in Columbus, right? They're giving you your car for free. The house you stay at, the donors are probably giving you that, just like they give the head coach one. So I think college is actually the play to be able to hoard your money.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, man, like I said, we want to keep it short for y'all today. We had a couple of topics we wanted to cover. We want to make sure y'all see our face every day just to let y'all know we really about staying consistent and chopping it up with y'all. Let us know what y'all think. Make sure y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe on the DP2 Nice YouTube channel. Make sure you share with friends and family. And also give us feedback on what y'all want to hear and what y'all want to talk about. Right now it's slow because we're right in between where football is really about to start. College football, NFL, it's going to go crazy once that starts. But like I said, we're going to keep staying consistent. Y'all going to see us Monday through Friday. Any last words?
Hey, all I got to say is Michael Penix got in the fight today at the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of people are saying, they don't know about the quarterbacks getting in the fights. I love it. I think Michael is bringing that big Penix energy to the Atlanta Falcons, and that's the type of energy that we're going to need to go from the basement to world champions. So I just want to put that out there really early before everybody jumps on the bandwagon. I'm feeling Mike. You know what? Pause. I like Michael Penix this year. So if you want to, get ahead of the curve, pay attention to the Falcons. All right?
Man, we out.